Hello everyone, Cynthia here. Welcome back. It's been a while. I think it's been probably a bit over a week and a half since I last put my video up. So life's got in the way. Never got there, but I'm back. So I'm going through here, and this is the photo that I started off intending to use, and that's the journaling that needs to go with that photo. It's not the photo I end up using though, but I leave this part of the process in because I go ahead and create something that I use on this layout. I just swap the photo out. So you'll see me do that. I'll go along, and this photo will be coming up very shortly. But I decided the way that I went, I didn't have enough room for my journaling, so I put that photo aside and decided to draw another layout where I could get all the journaling on. So just mounting this photo, and this sort of dictates the colour scheme that I'm going to use in the next layout. So I use the pink and the blue because this is the colour that are in the wording on that photo. And so that's where the colour scheme come from. And a little hint as well, it is actually going to be a photo going up, or a layout going up on the Crafty Maven Getaway team coming up soon. I can't quite remember when it goes live. But the colour scheme also was a part of the inspiration piece. So this photo is coming up. So keep an eye out on that. If you haven't heard of the Crafty Maven Getaway team, jump on over there and look for them on YouTube and Facebook, and check out all the great work that the ladies do. So I initially was planning on doing a heart. So I grab out my pencil and I go to draw in a heart. And you can see I draw one out, and that's not even. So I just fold in half and cut it out. So I'm just using template here. That's a little bit more even. And I'm going to create a fringed heart. So I start to go through here and cut some paper. So I'm going to have different strips of pattern paper all the way up the heart, all fringed. So I just use the heart as a template on where I need to cut out my pattern paper. Pull out my fringing scissors, and I'll fringe that piece. And then I pull out the next piece, and I pretty much do the same. So I do that all the way through, stick into the same dark blue, light blue, pink tones. So this piece of paper here was actually from a gift bag, a Star Wars gift bag. But I really liked the colour blue on it, so I cut the bag apart once our boy had taken his present out of it and put it in my scraps pile. And I think I've pretty much used it all up. We've been going close to the last piece. So you can see what I'm doing here, fringing away, laying the heart down, tracing, taking the next piece, and I do that all the way up the page. So there you go, I have all my strips cut and fringed, and now I'm just going to glue them all back together, and there we go. So you'll see a couple of things here. One is I've now got a different photo. So that's my heart that I'm going to use. And this is a photo of my mum. I don't really know what year it was. I have to go back. I realised just I was sitting down to do this that I actually don't know what year it was. So I'll definitely go back and see whether I can find out what year it was, and I'll make sure I put that on the photo as well. Now I've grabbed out a really light pink ombre paper, and I'm going to use that, and I'm going to see whether there's, I feel like it just needs something else a little bit behind it, so I'll go through my papers from my current kit, and that will be from the Kitaholic Kit Club, and I see what I could use. Here's a little tip for anyone that has those leftover chipboard alphas, anything like that, and my foam ones. Once I get to a point where I can't make a word out of them, I just use them to as pop dots basically, or foams. I've just glued all them on there, so I've just popped the heart up off the page a little bit and use those up, so I was happy with that. Go through these cards here because I want to put some journaling on the page. So I go through the Project Life cards. These are all the Project Life cards that I have left. Got rid of all the rest of them, and we'll probably get rid of these. Just don't use them enough. And I don't use one on this page. The photo is probably slightly too big for the layout, for the heart, but I really want to leave it that size and just work with it. I wanted to do this layout just because this is just so much of a memory of my childhood, not so much my mother, of course I remember her, but just the tree and the house and the car and the shed and just the times spent around that era. So threw the Project Life cards away, and I've now pulled out this vellum piece that has little gold triangles on it, and going to map my piece on that and cut it out. Just all notice how lovely and clean my mat came up halfway through the process. I couldn't stand it any longer, so I gave it a good scrub, and it's come up nice and clean again, and doesn't it look so much nicer? Putting this piece down, and just I only do that, put the oh, I can't talk this morning, it's far too early still. I'm doing this voiceover at 5:30 in the morning, so I haven't got a coffee into me yet. My brain's not working. Now, as I was trying to say, I just glued the vellum down in the centre, so around the edges it still lifts up off the back page. Have one of these overlays from, I think it was from an Amy Tangerine collection. Don't use them very often. I find them once again a little bit tricky to use, but I thought I could put that one on. I've been really making an effort to use some of this stuff out of my stash. Pull out these gold feathers, and I never have any problems using these. I love these gold feathers. Just picked them up from our Kmart, and I reckon I've probably gone through 3 or 4 packs already over the years. They seem to have had them for quite a few years, and I absolutely love them. I went out there recently and bought myself another few packs. Going through the ephemera pack that come in last month's Kitaholic kit. Can't quite remember who they were from. I want to say maybe Chanel, maybe not. I don't know, use will know. Pulled out the pieces that I think might go with this spread, so I went with, once again, the pinks, the blues and the blacks. Thought I might use that word perfection, but the pink was a little bit too hot. Hot as in bright colour. Grabbed out these little journaling strips, so I decided not to use a Project Life, but I'll use these journaling strips down here to put my journaling on. And then I just go through now and put the little ephemera pieces around. So while I'm doing that, I'll read you what my journaling says. It says, memories of my childhood, playing in the old car under the tree, beef hanging in the shed wrapped in old sheets, the house surrounded by raspberries, and my beautiful hard-working mother. Always loved. That's just a simple little layout, and that's how I remember my childhood. So that big tree you can see in the background, there's an old car, old station wagon under the tree, and that used to be our cubby house. And the back seats were laid down with a mattress, and would get in there and would, do whatever you had to do. Play with your dolls or pretend you was driving the car, or just lay there and read a book. It was great. In the old shed, so we lived on a country farm, so we used to kill our own cows, and Dad, we used to hang them up in the shed and wrap a old sheet around them where they'd hang for a week. Just memories, and I just want to document that. So I've laid them all the pieces out as I wanted them to look, and I've now pulled them apart. We'll do the journaling, and I'll skip ahead here in a moment. Journaling would be done, and I'll start gluing down. Once again, I don't make you watch me do that either. Hope you have all been well. All managed to get a bit of scrapping done, a bit of art, journaling, painting, whatever it is that you like to do. As I said, I've been a bit busy of late and haven't had much of a chance. I need to get back into it. I seem to do something every morning, but it hasn't seemed to equate it to a video. I've been doing a few layouts for the Crafty Maven, which will be coming up soon. I've started doing the 100-day project on Scrap Girls, and I haven't been videoing those, just a few bits and pieces. That's pretty much come to the end of my layout. I just go through and put a few more bits and pieces down, some little hearts that I've punched out from gold. Packaging more than anything. Whenever I get a bit of gold packaging, I punch some hearts out. I think I'll see whether I can put some of those little round wooden buttons on, but they don't make it. And that's pretty much it. I love the way the layout turned out. I haven't trimmed off the bottom branding strip yet, and I don't think to do that until after the photos are taken, but I do that at some point. Just ruffling up the frills so they stick up a bit, deliberately trying to bend them so when they go in the page they will still stay up a bit. And that's the end of it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Managed to stay and listen to me blabber on as I'm trying to get the words to come out this morning, and I shall catch you on the next video. Everyone have a lovely day. Bye.